Hi there. Want to spend a little time talking to you about canned food and refrigerated packaged food, often found in those tubes, right? Actually, feeding canned food is a bit better than feeding kibble food. Some people will blend the two, wanting to add a little more interest to their dog. It certainly adds a lot more moisture to our dogs. If we think about that kibble food, it has to go into the body, get itself all hydrated, basically by pulling stores of moisture from other organs in the body so that it can start to break down and become usable energy. That process of kibble takes about 15 hours. Using canned food with a lot more moisture going in with the food takes less time to become usable energy. It doesn't deplete the stores of hydration in the body in the same way that kibble would. Canned food will actually be less cooked than kibble, meaning it has been cooked for a shorter period of time at most likely a lower temperature. It's still cooked food, but the less cook we put on food, the less nutrients we're cooking out of it. So it will retain more nutrient because it has been cooked for less time. You may still find that synthetic vitamins and minerals are going into this to create that balance again. But a couple of things you need to be aware of in the canned diets is that it's in an aluminum can, and there is often a wrapper, a plastic film on the inside of those cans to prevent the can from rusting as a result of having all that moist food in it, right? You need to read the label. Those liners may be made with BPA in the plastic, which is a known endocrine disruptor, right? Endocrine disruptor, hormonal disruptors can create all sorts of problems for our health. Many of us will not recognize straight away if our pets have hormonal issues in the reproduction category, for example, because they've been spayed and neutered. We would not straight away know if that dog is unable to make puppies, right? Certainly the world does not need a lot more puppies. That's not what we're talking about. But you wouldn't necessarily recognize it. But BPA is an endocrine disruptor that can cause all sorts of health issues. It's true for you as well. Anytime you find these endocrine disruptors in the products going into your body or onto your body, which in essence is still into, we have risk. There's also going into these products, so these canned products and these tubes of product, these refrigerated tubes of food are often, some people think that they are raw foods, and there are some, but most times when we just see these tubes of food, it is really just canned food in a different form. So you need to read the label. You need to be aware of that. You need to go on the website and do a little research for the manufacturers of these products that you're choosing. Both canned and these tubes of food may have in them something called carrageenan. Carrageenan is a thickener. It's the gel stuff that kind of makes things stick together and hold its form, right? Carrageenan is used in laboratory studies to create inflammation in the bowels so that the pharmaceutical companies and disease study, people studying disease can test their products and test their remedies and all that kind of stuff. So this thickening agent that's being put into our dog's foods is by design to create inflammatory bowel disease. So if you have a dog struggling with digestive issues, poop issues, right, there could be an association with that. So you have to figure all this stuff out. You have to take a close look from head to tail of what's going on with your pet, and then start to say, is any of this related to my dog's current state of health or putting him at risk in a future state of health? Okay. So just be aware of that with the canned food. It is better than kibble, but not as good as raw. And there are still some risk associated with the way in which it is manufactured and the way in which it is packaged. Many people believe that raw food is going to still be more expensive than canned food. And that's likely not to be the case. If you'll sit down and do a little calculation, and if you need me to help you, I will be happy to do so. But if you will do a bit of calculation, pound for pound, like figuring out how much a pound of your canned food translates to being, right? How much does your dog eat? Are we having any sort of wellness issues? Itchy skin, goopy eyes, poor quality poops, digestive issues, whatever joint health issues, whatever they may be, and how you are trying to manage those. There's a cost associated with getting that diagnosed from your veterinarian, getting medication, getting shampoos, getting supplements, getting whatever. There are costs associated with all of that that really should be translated back into the nutrition category, right? You gotta say, is nutrition at the root of those issues? And in most cases, it absolutely is. When you then figure that out, and you start doing some comparison on better nutritional products and their cost, bowl for bowl per animal is a negligible amount, especially over the long term. And for some of you, it will actually be less expensive to feed a raw diet than it would be to continue feeding what you're feeding, or trying to keep trying new foods over and over and over, and to continue the path that you're on with. Really what starts to happen is you wind up, you go to the vet, you get a diagnosis, you start working on things, you get all these medicines, it gets better for a while, and then it stirs itself back up. You go back, you get more medicine, you get different medicine, and then it gets better for a while, and then it comes back. That happens over and over and over again because we are not getting to the root of the problem. We are getting to managing symptoms in some cases, right? So food can help you make better decisions and do something that actually starts to address the root of those issues. Essential oils, we've talked about this before, can help the body with the enzymes that it needs to use these foods more efficiently. It can help with clearing the receptor sites of the body to be able to receive nutrient better, for example, or to help the body work more efficiently, and as a result, build up its immunity in a way that it can handle these foreign environmental factors more efficiently. So I really want you, as you're looking at the cost of this, to think about what are you spending today, and not just on the meal, right? Your nutritional answer is not just about your meal, because nutrition is the core of all of these other issues that you're experiencing, even down to behavior in many cases. And when you then start saying, what am I spending and what might be offset with better quality food, I think you're going to find that it is not more expensive or as expensive as you think that it might be. Okay, so important to know about that. And as you're thinking about canned food, if you are ready to move into Volhard, I'm happy to help you do that. Volhard Dog Nutrition, use the coupon code of Dana Brigman, DANA-BRIGMAN, will get you linked to me, which gets you a wellness consultation, ongoing support for Q&A about questions you have about those products, questions that you might have about supplements, questions that you might have about aging or supporting your pet when the time arises, or ideally we're getting on a better path and we're avoiding some of those issues. So look forward to talking to you a little bit more about the raw diet, and I'll see you in the next video.